Hey guys, Epnol here, and welcome back to Commanding the Cheese. Today we are doing a special with all 4 members of Commanding the Cheese. I am Epnol, and next we have...
Hi, I'm Dolores here. It's kind of cool to see everyone here together again. Actually, okay, next person.
Hey, this is Raven here.
And this is Spike.
Okay, so for today's topic, we will actually be looking at the M14 Planeswalkers. As you guys know, M14 Planeswalkers, there are 3 from the old M13 one, and 2 new, which are Chandra and Garuk, which we will go over in detail later.
Wizards, boo.
Ooh.
Anyways, first up, we have Ajani, Color of the Pride. For 3 mana, 1 generic, 2 white, he comes into play with 4 loyalty counters. His +1 is put a +1/+1 counter on target up to 1 target creature, and -3 is target creature gains flying and double strike until end of turn. -8, his ultimate is put X 2/2 cat creature tokens onto the battlefield, where X is your life total. Well, that's all there is to Ajani with a very weird art. I don't really like this Ajani art. But anyways, Ajani, for EDH, I really feel like he's not much. He may come in useful with his occasional flying and double strike to swing in for a hit. The +1/+1 counter might grow your commander, but unless you're really focusing on just beating down with commander damage, he might not be your best choice. And -8, I doubt you'll get there. I don't know. What do you guys think?
At first I was gonna say, hey, you could use this with Animar. Then I realized he's white, and that just doesn't. And Animar also has protection from white and black, so it just doesn't work. But really, it's kind of. If you think about it, it is kind of budget Elspeth. I mean, it has that flying trick, and then it's also got a +1 move that. The only difference is that Elspeth, you actually don't need anything in order to do her tricks, but whereas this guy actually needs creatures. But if you're playing like a creature deck and stuff, really, it's not a bad idea. I mean, can you think about it with like a Rafik deck, and you just sick this one, and you just send Rafik over with flying. And it'd be kind of, and I'm not sure if double strike stacks, but that could actually hurt. But yeah, and since you can only put 1 card of each copy, if you think about it, it's kind of like your second backup copy of Elspeth.
Yeah.
Right, your turn.
Verdict back Elspeth. Well, in all seriousness, like Dolores had said, is quite good with commander damage with Rafik of the Many. Double strike plus exalted makes him usually a one hit kill. Raven?
So the only problem I have with him is his +1, where in EDH +1/+1 counters really don't matter much, so
Unless you're Animar.
Protection from white.
in which case you're usually using him for his aggressive -3 move. So it's probably some kind of Voltron build?
Yep.
Yeah.
Translation: it sucks.
Yeah, problem is doesn't protect itself. Very marginal +1. Fairly impactful -3, but you're probably gonna be able to use that once before it gets wiped off the table at 1 loyalty. So
Yeah.
Oh, so it's kind of like Vengeance, huh? I mean, Vengeance is also 4 counters and has a -3 ability. That's really good, but the first one is only so-so.
So basically, I'll only probably be playing it just for -3. We're at double strike hit.
What about his ultimate, actually?
His ultimate.
Well, you're never
it's
gonna
a
reach it in the
musical.
first place.
Yeah,
It's a
because
musical.
most of the time you'll be using the -3, which means you are not going to go up to 8.
Yeah, and he's probably in an aggressive deck, so you'll never really...
But it is better than his first incarnation's ultimate if you think about it. I mean, the first one you got the Leonidas token, but the thing is that it's 1 creature, so they can really chump block it, whereas you get a swarm this time, so it's actually harder to block.
this is why I play Pyroclasm, and I'm happy. I like burning cats.
Burn all the cats.
Call the police.
Anyways, moving on.
Next Planeswalker we're going to talk about is Jace Memory Adept. It costs 5 mana, 3 generic mana, and 2 blue. It starts out at 4 loyalty, and the +1 is draw a card, and target player, not you or opponent, any player, puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. The 0 is Glimpse the Unthinkable, 0 mana, 0 mill 10, and the -7, which is possible you're gonna get, but any number of target players draws 20 cards. Certainly it's more playable than the other Planeswalkers we're gonna talk about, but still the 0 ability doesn't really do much in EDH unless you're playing Mimeoplasm. The +1 is marginal card advantage, so it's not so bad, and the -7 is for shenanigans.
Hey, if you think about it, isn't that +1 ability some card that they use in standard? What in Innistrad block? I forgot what's it called. The drill one.
The drill one?
Yeah, Mind Bore or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, it's a very good +1 ability, and sometimes if you think of it more like a finisher instead of like a card draw engine, then it might actually make sense. But if you're playing blue, you probably have much better finishers than Jace. So it's alright, but the problem is that it's overshadowed by a lot of better finishers. So it's more of a so-so card, but it is good, but it's just not the best.
Well, depending on your play group, the -7 might also make you a few friends just because of the draw 20.
No one's gonna having to discard.
And also,
well, if they were land screwed, maybe.
And also,
yeah, maybe the last
and
card.
also, Wizards going with emo here, Weebo anime, yay.
It's been like that for 3 years. I think we should get a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jace is actually pretty good in dredge decks if you want to deck yourself for 10.
That would mean you would be playing blue, black, green, aka Mimeoplasm.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
It works very
that's
well.
good.
Well, true.
Basically,
But-
it's more of a toolbox Planeswalkers than an actual finisher.
Yeah, you're usually just going for the draw one, I guess.
But then you don't really need to build around him either, huh? I mean, he's
He's
kind
certainly-
of
he's
good
certainly-
on
He's
his
just
own.
there for
He's
a card
not
draw.
powerful, but he's
Yeah.
usable.
Utility, that's what it is.
You could even call him a cockroach.
What?
Explain.
Well, people aren't going to kill him, but then he still helps you.
Oh,
I
no,
guess
they,
the-
oh no, they will kill him because he's Jace.
All the bad memories of Mind Sculptor, eh?
Oh yeah. Okay, next up is boobies. I mean, Liliana of the Dark Realms. This Planeswalker is 2 generic and 2 black. Starts with three loyalty, not 3. 3 loyalty, and the first ability is a +1, and search your library for a swamp and review it and put it into your hand and shuffle. Second one is -3. Target creature gets +X or -X until end of turn, where X is equal to the number of swamps you have. And the third is the final and finisher, and -6. All of your swamps get basically an ability that when they tap, they add 4 black mana into your mana pool. Now, this one is actually pretty good because most people, while you do have to play black, you also have to think about the fact that there's Urborg out there, and so theoretically, a lot of her abilities are already pretty good by themselves. And the +1 is card advantage if you think about it, since you can search up any land that is that counts as a swamp. So that could be the old lands, kind of like the old lands, Tundra, and the other cycles. You could search up Ravnica Shocklands. You can pretty much search up anything that has swamp in it. Second ability is kind of like something called Death Pulse, except Death Pulse doesn't give +X. And while you do lose Liliana Dark Realms, if you think about it, it is basically a 4 mana kill spell, and people do play 4 mana kill spells in black, and they aren't that bad. And it also goes around indestructible. And the third is kind of win more, but the thing is that if you do pull it off, you don't really have to worry about mana trouble. So it's a good card. You do need a few cards to build around it, but other than that, it is not so bad. I mean, you have to build around, like I said, but it is good. What about you guys? What do you guys think about Miss Fanservice?
Well, personally, I actually use her in my game deck. It sounds weird using her in a 3-color deck, but the ability to search for swamp really comes in handy just because you want the lands out of the deck at times. And the -3 ability has come in useful just to kill off a few commanders if they really do become too pesky. -6, her ultimate, I've never gotten there, and I don't think I ever will. You'll probably never be using her for that ability. Comments?
Well, I think she goes very well in the Drana EDH, mono black, because the +1 gives you a swap every single turn, which helps Drana a lot. The -3 is, like most people said, it's a kill spell. Usually usually it's a kill spell, but you can also use it as occasional +X to swing in for the kill. And the -6 is turns all your swamps into Lake of the Dead, without having to sacrifice them. So, could have been worse. Certainly not the best Liliana, but
Yeah, it is kind of overshadowed by Liliana of the Veil, isn't it? I mean,
they do very different things.
Yeah. Well, like
Yeah.
Jace, she's more of a toolbox this time.
Yeah.
that's true. Huh? They're both
Raven?
tools. Funny.
I think Liliana is kind of more limited to mono black or maybe 2 colors, but she's very good for what mono black usually wants in EDH, which is big mana plays, and can facilitate that strategy pretty well.
Oh yeah, wasn't this one also printed around the same time they brought back Mutilate for one set? Or something
Yeah,
like
that was M13.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 13.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So
Any other comments before Duke Nukem comes in?
Well,
she
it's
went on
just
a diet.
Yeah, she looks very anorexic here.
She's very famished. That's all I have to say. Power of the Veil. Or the Dark Realms. Meh.
Next card.
Alright, next up we have Chandra Pyromaster. This is a new card. It's 4 mana, 2 red, and 2 generic, and comes into play with 4 loyalty. Chandra's +1 deals 1 damage to target player, and 1 damage to up to 1 target creature that player controls, and that creature can't block this turn. Her 0 mana ability exiles the top card of your own library, and you may play that card this turn. You have to pay mana for it though, seems. Her ultimate exiles the top 10 cards of your own library, and you can choose an instant or sorcery card exiled this way, and copy it 3 times, and cast them without paying their mana cost. Chandra is kind of inconsistent for EDH. Her +1 is not really ever gonna come in useful. Maybe in an aggro deck, but in a multiplayer setting you won't really be playing aggro. Her 0 ability is very random and very red. If you're playing a deck with lots of high mana cost cards, it could net you some advantage, and if nothing else it's always 1 card advantage, but
Draw 1.
it isn't a particularly good reason to play her if you're just using the 0 ability. Her ultimate is very good, but well, you'll in all likelihood never reach it, as with all Planeswalkers. What do you guys think?
So +1 is useless. It's garbage. Just being very blunt, it's garbage. 0 is well, wizards can't give red like straight up card draw, so they have to put some kind of drawback onto it.
So
And this kind of drawback isn't that bad with a Planeswalker, because after the turn you set her down, like turn 5, you actually have 5 mana to cast whatever you exile with her, and then if it's a land, then you get a free land, which isn't that bad. The -7 is very fun if you reveal, I don't know, Time Warp, Time Stretch, takes 6 extra turns, not bad, but yeah, in all likelihood you're probably not gonna get there.
Well, I mean, you have to use her garbage +1 3 times.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The other problem with the +1 is they keep trying to improve it. It's like it started from Firebrand, and they keep trying to improve it. What?
Start with Nalar, right?
What?
Nalar was just 1 damage to
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started from Nalar, which dealt 1 damage to the player. Then they started trying to improve it by adding things to it. But the problem is that we don't want that ability. The reason we like Chandra Nalar was because in red it had the ability to remove really large creatures.
Minus
right?
X, yeah.
Yeah,
Minus X, and you could kill a really large creature. That was the whole reason people played Chandra Nalar, and it started with high loyalty, so it was virtually impossible to kill. But this thing is like 4 loyalty for 4 mana. It's not bad, but it just isn't Nalar. It's kind of like Firebrand is going the right way, because her second ability basically allows you to copy, which could theoretically give you a kill spell, or give you a 2-for-1. So Firebrand was sort of on that right track. But the thing is that, and it isn't a bad second ability. I mean, it's basically like Jace Balerion. You draw a card, and then you play accordingly. But the thing is that like the first ability isn't that good, and the second ability is about the only thing going for it, and in all fairness, in red, it's usually really easy to kill. And yeah, it's pretty much the problem with this one. It's good, it's just not up to the standards of the other Chandras, really. Anyone else?
Also, I just feel like they're just really focusing on Chandra's storyline mechanic, kind of like how she just likes burning things.
On that point, firstly, Wizards has not given us a Chandra that can do more than 1 damage with her +1.
True.
She's been stuck on dealing 1 damage for what, 3 generate? Oh,
4
I guess except for
generations.
Chandra Ablaze. Chandra Ablaze was cost 6 mana to do 4 damage, and he had to discard a red card.
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
Oh, funny enough, Chandra Blaze also followed that cycle in which the second ability is actually pretty good, but the first one is only so-so to weak.
Yeah.
Well,
Another thing, Wizards has not given us a 3 mana costed Chandra, which is very disappointing. If this costed 3 mana, it'd be very good.
oh man, we just all griefing on 3 mana now.
Yeah, I guess everyone
3
wants
mana
to-
is the new ideal for Planeswalkers these days.
Well, if they let Chandra deal more damage, then that would have to be a minus ability rather than a +1.
Yeah, the thing is, if
If
they
it's,
made her deal more damage, it'd be a minus ability. They wouldn't leave it at +1.
I mean,
Even-
+1
even
deal 2
e-
damage would be pretty.
Good still.
Even in EDH, I wouldn't play that. +1 do 2 damage.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
not in EDH.
Not
but
in EDH,
other
but
formats.
still.
In
yeah.
other formats, I can see why they only put 1 damage, but this is why it's keeping her out of EDH playable.
Chandra's not really EDH playable. Last but not least, we have Garruk.
Garrick.
Garrick.
Fine, Garruk. Caller of Beasts. At 6 mana, 2 green, and 4 generic. He enters the battlefield with 4 loyalty counters. His +1 is reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put all creature cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest of the at the bottom of your library. So basically, any creatures go into your hand. That's all. -3, put a green creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Summon a green creature for free. Not bad, as long as you have enough counters on him. And then -7 is ultimate. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a creature card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Kind of like Wild Pair, but even better. Personally, I feel like even if you're not playing a mono green deck, as long as you play green, this will probably be used in EDH just because you can kind of just put all of the creature cards into your hand. So it's a really creature based Planeswalker to play in EDH, but it'll work. You'll probably never get to your ultimate, although it's much more likely with this because the -3 might not always come in handy due to the limitation to a green creature. But then again, you'll probably also just be playing this in a heavy green deck, so I don't know, what do you guys think?
It's not Caller of Beasts. But yeah, in all seriousness, I mean, this Garruk is actually alright. I mean, it does have a way to protect itself, but it does require a lot more loyalty. So it's good, and I mean, it also has a card draw or card advantage as a +1 ability. So it isn't that bad. The only problem I see with it is that 6 mana clause, really. I mean, sure, green can mana excel, but there's a lot of good green finishers also at 6 mana. So.
Well, the thing is, if he comes out, you can use -3 to put down one of your
Oh
finishers.
yeah. The dramatic entrance, right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It leaves itself at 1 counter. I mean, it's kind of risky. I mean, a lot of the good ones that have protection also don't tend to use a lot of minus counters in order to.
Well, whoever you summon can defend him.
That's true.
Yeah.
Prejudice.
Oh yeah. All
True.
right.
Yeah,
Alright.
you can put down a multicolored creature, so that is a bonus.
Wait, no green. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
green
doesn't
is.
say mono green
Ah,
or
that's
just
true.
green.
Okay, that is true. Yeah.
So let's see. Let's compare each of the abilities to a card. +1 is Lead us MP. -3 is, as Ed said, is Dramatic Entrance, and -7 is half of an Entwined Tooth and Nail. Is probably the best comparison, which isn't that bad.
Oh, fair enough.
If you get it down, you're likely to win, but like most Planeswalkers, you probably can't get there without someone killing your Planeswalker.
See, most of the time you're just down to the first 2 abilities, and I mean they're not bad. They are actually pretty good. They're insane.
Though they had to put something good on 6 mana Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but +1 for drawing that many cards, well, probably drawing that many cards is pretty good.
Supposing you are running a creature-based deck.
Well, you should be.
Even if you're
yeah,
not running a creature,
Garruk.
even if you're not playing creature-based deck, you put most of your lands on the bottom, and at 6 mana, you probably have
Well-
most of the lands you
Well,
need
not
already.
lands, but you could also be putting instant and sorceries that you want.
That's true, but then
And
if you're in
artifacts.
green, you probably want creatures anyways, in late game.
Well, preferably you'll play him in a creature-based
Yeah,
deck, basically.
Yeah.
And Yeah, not much to comment about him except he's kind of like a big toolbox, I guess you could say.
I think we've been
excellent
using
card.
the word toolbox for too many things.
He's still not Garruk, Wildspeaker, or Caller of Beast.
I think
It's, I find this one kind of interesting in how he doesn't put a token on. Like the other Garuks
Yeah.
put tokens onto the battlefield.
Yeah, he doesn't call beasts.
Yeah. I suppose that's the thing, huh? I mean, you are expending another card to defend itself, whereas the other Garuks can be finishers on their own. I suppose is my real worry.
Well, yeah,
Because
well, not finishers, but they can defend Garruk.
well, no, it's like after a Wrath, you could easily just play that. Whereas if
True.
or like even if there is a Wrath, you could easily just make another token. Whereas this one, if you drop it, Wrath, you lose 2 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 card. Sorry.
well, it's not terrible to drop him and draw something like 3 cards from his +1.
Oh, that's true.
Certainly very good.
I mean, it is 6 mana, draw 3, but it's green, so
But keep in mind, Caller of Beast can also draw cards.
I guess.
Soul's Majesty, or is it Soul's?
No. That's the Primal Hunter.
Primal Hunter.
Oh, okay.
That's Primal Hunter.
Sorry. Primal. Sorry. I keep saying Caller of Beast. I meant Primal Hunter. Oh man, I just realized that. Oh, my bad. Primal Hunter. I was thinking Primal Hunter.
It's good, but it has some competition.
Actually,
Yeah.
another thing going for this Garruk is that his +1 and -3 synergize pretty well with each other. You use the +1 to find a big fatty, and then use the -3 to put said fatty onto the battlefield. Probably at a cheaper price. I don't know. Like
Probably,
I
yeah.
said, Progenitus, I don't know, Creator Her Behemoth, what else is there?
It has
World
potential.
Spineworm.
but I do not have a copy, so I have not actually played around with it, Garruk. So personally, it looks good just from the first few abilities.
Painter Servant plus Emrakul.
Isn't Painter
I'm trying to make this work. Okay, fine, they're both banned in EDH. Okay.
Wait. Emrakul's banned in okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So is Painter Servant.
Why?
Because they don't want infinite combos, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Well, yeah, that's all 5 Planeswalkers. Ajani, Jace, Liliana,
They can
Chandra,
read.
and Garruk.
We hope you like our complaining.
This has been Commanding the Cheese, a 4-man special, I guess.
Rate, comment, subscribe.
Donate money, please.
Hit that like. We need support.
We're
just
not that
college
cool.
students.
Nice. Indeed. I am Epnol.
I am Dolores Ed.
They know our names.
Just announce your name.
This is Spike.
Raven.
And this has been Commanding the Cheese. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode with all 4 of us. See you guys next week, hopefully.
Bye bye.
Woo.
Bye.